Hey friends, James Clancy here, Head of Developer Relations from Locofy. Today I want to go through and show you some tips and tricks to make sure that your design will work properly when converting to React Native. Let's jump into Figma. So for this video, we're going to be using the Fickle Flight mobile sample. And I'm really just going to focus on this explore screen. I want to make sure that I can go through and explain and you understand the best practices and some tips and tricks on making sure this can convert properly to React Native. So one of the first things you're going to want to do is you're going to just play with the sizing. Right now, this design was done at 375. I'm going to drop it down to 320 because that's on the smaller end of the phones that you will see. And the moment I do that, you notice our design is not responsive. Some of our sections are overflowing. So we're going to go through and we're going to change this to fill container. And I also want to make sure that each of these sections are grouped appropriately. You'll notice I have the status bar grouped differently than I have the header versus the content is separate from the bottom bar. And this is really important to have things grouped appropriately. If you don't, it's going to make it very hard to convert this to React Native. And even inside of this, I have each of these sections properly grouped. So I'm not just throwing everything into the root, I'm actually grouping layers that make sense. Now I want to look at a couple of the settings that we have in here. Right now we do have this properly set to fill, which is great. And we also have this padding set to space those elements. We want that so that way the hamburger menu goes to the left, the profile goes to the right, and the logo stays centered. So it's really important for your header to make sure those settings are set right. Now, when I go to this main section, I'm going to actually remove this padding. It's not needed because when we convert this to React Native, the content is separate view than the global header bars versus the bottom. Also, when we look into this, we want to make sure that it is set to fill content, which it is, which is perfect. And I want to make sure that I go to the prototype side and I'm going to change this to be a vertical scroll because I want this content to scroll as this phone size condenses. You'll notice no one has a screen this size. This weird dimensions, but we wanted to show all the content. So we want that data to scroll. Now, as we're going through here, this stuff is already set to fill, which is great. And we just want to make sure each of our sections are set to fill. It's looking great. And I'm going to go into here and I'm going to add a little bit more interaction. When I click on my upcoming flight, I would like to take you directly to this booking. So I'm actually going to go to the prototype side or tab, and I'm going to click on add an interaction. On click, we are going to navigate to the bookings page. So now it'll automatically navigate for us. Now going down, we have this next section, which is the categories. And this should scroll. Well, notice right now it's not set to scrolling, so I'm going to change it to horizontal scrolling. Now on the design side, it's up to you if you want to clip contents. It's totally up to you how you want to present that. But now, as we go to the global parent and we expand, we'll see how that works. Perfect. So that will work and will automatically scroll for us. Going down to the trending destinations, let's go to that cards row and we will go over and make sure that, so this is set to fill. We can go in and make sure that it is also set to horizontal scroll. Perfect. Now, we already have an action set here to when you click on one of the cards to take you to another screen. But let's go to the offers. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that this is set to horizontal scrolling. And we're actually going to go into one of these offers and let's add an interaction to also navigate to the offers page. All right, so as you can see, now our design is nice and responsive, and regardless of which size we work on, it will look beautiful. So one of the next things that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that you properly tag elements. So if I open up Locofy, I've already set up our project for React Native. We need to verify that we have tagged different elements properly. So the status bar needs to be tagged, which I've already done, and we've already tagged the header. Just make sure that you properly tag all of your elements. If not, we won't be able to generate code, and we have detailed videos on how to tag these in our docs. And now that I have loaded the preview, we can actually go through, and as we click, now that we've added those interactions, we see how it actually will navigate around and let us interact with this app. And we can see now how things work on the different screen size. We have our scroll. Beautiful. I can tap on one of these and it will navigate me to the next page and we can just navigate around and it's just beautiful. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos on how to convert your designs into code. Thank you.